So there's a scene in the studio, the series, where the executive is asked to basically make a movie about the Kool-Aid Man, and he agrees in about 30 seconds. And it's hilarious, but we're going to talk about the behind the scenes of that for ABAT. So in the series, Matt Remick, who is now the head of the studio, has to basically agrees because he wants the promotion to make a movie about the Kool-Aid Man because of how well Barbie did. We don't know how Barbie did. And so he basically agrees. But behind the scenes, what the business affairs team has to untangle is quite a bit usually. So we're going to be discussing that. First is approval rights. So for a brand to be able to make a movie from a brand's mascot, you need the brand to approve of basically all of the significant components of the film. So unlike where you're adapting a book where the author just kind of signs off the rights and that's the end of that, with approvals on the brand side, the brand has to agree to the script, agree to everything that goes into the script to make sure that nothing in the movie affects the goodwill of the brand. Secondly, you have merchandising. So usually brands already have their own merchandise from the product. For example, with Barbie, where we know Barbie has a lot of merchandise. However, usually the studio would also want to make their own merchandise that is related to the film. They will need to agree on what percentage of this merchandise each person owns, either the studio or the brand, and does the studio even own anything? Does the brand own everything? Who controls it? Who controls the money? All that needs to be negotiated and agreed before the film is actually made. Thirdly, they would also have to agree on the protection of the downside. So if the movie is bad or there's something that goes on in the film that the brand isn't happy with what happens, then if they want to pull the plug on the film, is that possible? Does the studio get paid if that happens? What exactly happens if something bad goes on during the development or the production of the film? There needs to be some discussion around that, and that's something that BA would also discuss. And basically, quality film can happen, but you need to discuss with your business affairs because these are serious things to consider. Bye.